Hello Boss Babes of South Africa, my name is Carmen Murray and I am a Trends and Transformation Specialist, and I am going to share with you 3 skills that I think that you need for the future. Now, I am the founder of Carmen Murray Communications, and we are a marketing and communication business that help organizations to strategically align with the future and to build trust. And then also, I am the founder of Conscious LeadHERS, and we are a women in leadership network. Now, before I share these 3 trends that you need to have in your armor for the future, is give you a little bit of context as to what I do. So, as a trend and transformation specialist, what I would typically do is take what's happening in culture, the rhythm and how it sways, look at the cultural zeitgeists and say, okay, right, here is the underbelly of where everything is going. However, there is multiple truths that are happening at the same time. How do we analyze and understand where the future is going? So we actually help businesses and leaders to alchemize trends, to bring transformation, to create tangible opportunities, to take the business to a whole new level, and of course, make a lot of money. But in order to do that, there are certain skills that I believe is something I can't do without, and it is something that all of us need no matter what type of career we have. The first one is critical thinking. You see, critical thinking is the way that we navigate challenges. It's the way that we look at complexity. It is how we dissect and how we understand and how we ask better questions. You see, in a world where we're getting all the answers that we need to ask better questions. And it's building that muscle and really understanding how to ask better questions. And for me, critical thinking is all about duality. I cannot look at a problem just from one angle. I need to look at it from a dual perspective. You know, like we have the North Pole and the South Pole, the East and the West, as above, so below. The same thing happens with duality. You'll see a dystopian trend, but you also need to go and look at a utopian trend. When you bring those trends together, the protopian, which is the trend that perhaps is slowly emerging, is the sprout and the opportunity. And we have to have both views in order to build that. So that is why critical thinking is important, because we're living in a time where many people are outsourcing their thinking to machines, and we need thinkers. We need people that can really think about clearly and rely on their authentic intelligence as much as they rely on artificial intelligence. And this is why, as I speak about duality, we have artificial intelligence and authentic intelligence. But when you put them together, that is when the sprout comes out to grow. Now, the other skill that you definitely need is creativity. You see, we have this misconception that only certain people are creative, which is untrue. All of us were equally creative before we were 5 years old. There was a NASA study done that found that children under the age of 5 years old had 98% scores on their creativity. And once people got to the age of 40, they only had 2% creativity scores. Now, the older we get, we lose more of our creativity. So we need to learn to play. We need to learn to create, even if it's not perfect. We are so driven by overperformance. What is important is to take ideas and implement them. The more you implement ideas, the more these ideas start forming and shaping. And that is the essence that you're looking for. It's that process that you're after, because that's where your great ideas are born. And so many people get stuck in just implementing one single idea and then it doesn't work. It's what that implementation is teaching you for the next thing. You see, creativity is about holding convergent and divergent thinking. Do you see the duality? Convergent and divergent thinking, holding that tension, and out comes the sprout of growth and opportunity. And then last but not least is decision making. And I'm going to embrace duality again. If we look at artificial intelligence, so many of us are relying on the voice of artificial intelligence as the answer to everything and to do everything for us. However, if you look at a jury, you have multiple members that need to decide on the outcome of a case. And if you had to put us as human beings there and AI would only be one voice. AI is the collective voice of everybody in the world. All of the inputs and outputs representing one voice. Then there is other people, us, you and me, that need to form alliances, and we need to use critical thinking and decision making in order to decide Is this the right way? Is this the wrong way? And through shared experience and shared decision making and unpacking everything through critical thinking and creativity and the ways that we unpack things, we make better decisions. So many of us are on autopilot. Toothpaste takes 3 seconds to make a decision, but for once, if you stopped and said, I'm going to try a different toothpaste, I want to actually research my toothpaste companies and I want to see which company is actually more aligned with my values. We are a society that is more and more on autopilot. And when we are making big decisions, are we necessarily making the right decisions? Because every decision that you make has an impact on the future. Whether it's the job you take, the car you drive, the person you marry, all of those things matter. And we just need to become really, really, really good at decision making. And that also requires of us to become multidisciplinary thinkers, but also to bring the right people in the room. For so long, you can't just have accountants in the room to make a decision. You need to bring a philosopher in, a historian in. You need to bring different mindsets and beliefs, because all of that knowledge and wisdom can teach you on how to make a better decision. So embrace diversity in your process, but those are the 3 skills that I reckon is going to be the skills that you need to bet on and have in your armor for the future. Okay, guys, bye.